look now?
Oh shit! This looks so good.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. How you guys doing? Nice to meet you. My name's Shinika, and let's get right into it. So, we're starting off with brows. I will always start off with brows. And I use my L'Oreal Brow Stylist pencil to fill in her brows. And we're concealing with some Tarte. Next, I'm going to make sure to go in with my Plouise base. And I'm going to use that as a base for our eyeshadow. You can also use Helen E. Helen E stays tacky for longer. So you can use that if you would like to. Now we're going to jump into eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Artistry palette from Beauty by Melissa and playing in makeup with Yolando. The exact shades will be down in the description bar because I don't remember. But I'm making sure to use a neutral brown, a lighter, warmer brown, and then a dark, deep brown to help define that crease before we cut. For brushes, I'm using 3 different size brushes because you don't want all of your eyeshadow to be in the same place. So the deeper the color, the smaller the brush. I'm just making sure to go back in and go in between those colors to make sure that that blend is seamless. Now we're going to move on to cutting the crease. So because we're doing glitter, I'm going to be using a INGLOT gel base, and I'm going to be using an INGLOT silver base and a small concealer brush. So I'm defining and creating an outline on both eyes, and then I'm going to have her close her eyes and go ahead and fully cut that crease. Take your time, make sure your lines are nice and precise. Now, when you're working with these gel bases, you want to make sure that you're using a little bit at a time, because if you use too much, it won't dry in certain places. So if you end up using too much, you can just take a clean brush and pat the excess away. Now, this gel base dries extremely fast. So, because we've already created a new base, I'm going to go ahead and use some duo lash glue. I'm going to put it over top, and that's going to be used as my adhesive for my glitter. And the glitter that we're going to be using is from Bolive Beaute in the shade G.O.A.T. So now, after we've done packing on our glitters, I went in and I'm going to use my darkest shade and the shade right above that to blend out and make sure that that outer corner has a nice gradient. Now we're going to move on to our ombre neon liner. So for the base of the liners, I'm going to be using the Plouise paint in the shade Blank Canvas because we want a nice blank canvas for our colors. And I'm going to be creating a wing shape on both eyes. Take your time. Again, same thing applies with this product. Do not use a lot. A little bit goes a long way. So right over top, I'm going to be using like a flat concealer brush, but it's not as flat. It's a little bit more dense so it can pick up a lot of product. And I'm going to be taking a hot pink, a lime green, and a purple neon pigments and creating an ombre effect. So I'm laying the colors down, and then I'm not picking up any excess product. I'm just going back in with the brush in between every color and helping the two colors blend so we can have a seamless transition between each. So now that we have our pigments down, we're going to go ahead and sharpen up the edge of that wing liner. So to do that, I'm using my Tarte and I'm using a Brazilian Tools 936 brush, the same brush that we use for our brows, to clean that up. Now to get rid of the fallout and start to prep for the face, I'm going to take a cotton pad and some micellar water and just clean up her skin. We're going to start off with primer. I'm going to be using the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I love this primer. It helps create like a soft filtered effect on the skin, and it also adheres to the foundation nicely. For foundation, I use the mix. Don't remember, again, any details that I missed will be down in the description box. Now we're going to go ahead and contour and bronze her face. I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place Concealer, and I'm going to be placing that on her forehead, around her cheeks, and I'm going to be blending that out. Now we're going to go ahead and conceal and highlight. And I'm going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape again, and then going in with a setting brush. I'm going to go in with a setting brush to pat and blend that in. Then I'm going to jump back to my foundation brush and pat in between the contour, the foundation, and the highlight. Now we're going to go ahead and set. I'm going to be using a pressed setting powder first, and then I'm going to go in with a loose powder. I'm going to be using the RCMA No Color Translucent Setting Powder. So now we're going to go ahead and do her lower lash line. I'm going to be using eyeshadow instead of pigments because pigments are a little too powdery to use under the client's eye because they're open and it can easily water and mess up your base. So I'm going to be using a corresponding pink, yellow, and purple eyeshadow. Now, to add some glitz and glamour to the colors underneath, we're going to be adding we're going to be adding some glitter liner, and I'm going to be using Midnight Cowboy from Urban Decay. Now to tie in that cut crease in the inner corner, I'm going to take a white shadow from the palette and pat that on. So after I spray the face, I'm going to apply a thin line of black liner to hide our lash band. And then I'm going to apply some glue and do her lashes. Now to add some more flair to the eyes, we're going to be using a strip bottom lash to add drama as well. Now I'm going to be adding some accents. So I'm going to be adding 2 gems to the outer edge of her wings and also to her inner corner. Now we're going to finish off with the lips. So for lips, I like to use a liquid liner. So I'm using a brown shade to line her lips, a nude shade to fill in and blend, and then I'm going to apply like a cream clear gloss over top. And here is our final look. Get into the details, get into the shimmer. Yes, yes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Make sure to comment down below what you would like to see in the next video. Can I look now? Oh shit! This looks so good.